We're going to talk about how to find the area of triangles and trapezoids. The formula to find the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Some people also write it base times height divided by 2. But down here below, I have for you 3 examples of different types of triangles, or 3 different types of triangles. Just so you notice, the height and the base, wherever they intersect here, it's always the right angle. So those are really the 2 measurements you're looking for, the base and the height. Okay, so there's the 3 different scenarios. So let's talk about where this formula comes from. So here's a triangle. We have the base and the height marked. Okay, so we know the area of just that one triangle is 1/2 base times height. But let's bring in another triangle here. Okay, and if you notice, if I put the exact same triangles, so those 2 triangles are congruent, I put them together, I make an overall parallelogram. Okay, remember how I said everything comes back to parallelograms? All right, so let's think about this then. We know that a parallelogram, the area is base times height. Well, think about our base here. Our base is just a base, okay, times the height we have is marked as height. The problem is, though, I have 2 triangles. I really want half of that. So if I multiply it by 1/2, that's where I get my area is 1/2 base times height. Let's go ahead and use an example where we find the area of a triangle. So we know area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Now I have a lot of extra stuff labeled here just from the standpoint of getting used to finding the base and the height. Again, we're looking for that perpendicular. So I see a right angle here. Those are the 2 measurements I want. That's my base and my height. So area in this case is going to be 1/2. Oops, sorry. Wrong marker. Area is equal to 1/2. My base then is 12. My height is 4. And I can multiply that out. So I really want 1/2 of 48, or 24 square units. All right, so let's see where our equation comes from with our trapezoids. So here I have 2 congruent trapezoids. Notice I have base 1 and base 2 noted, and the height. Okay, now I'm going to, again, turn one. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to turn one, and I'm going to line them up. Okay, now you can see, again, that I have a parallelogram. So that big overall shape is a parallelogram. So let's think about how we would find the area of this specific parallelogram. Okay, so on that parallelogram then, we know the area of a parallelogram is base times height. So let's think about our base in this trapezoid here. We know the base is comprised of 2 pieces. We really have a base 1 and a base 2. Oops, a base 2. All right, the height of my parallelogram here is just marked as H. Okay, and again, I have the issue, I have 2 trapezoids there and I really only want 1. So I really want half. So we know area is equal to 1/2 of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Now that we know where the formula comes from, let's go ahead and do an example. We know area is 1/2 of base 1 plus base 2 times the height. We have 1/2. My 2 bases, it doesn't matter which one I call base 1 and base 2. It's just going to be 21 plus 41 times the height, which is 18. Order of operations says I take care of my parentheses first. I really have 1/2 of 62 times 18. So that's 31 times 18. And that gives us 558 square units.